Hey dear, this is FOV on Here's the Deal with FOV. This is a podcast that run commentaries on politics and culture. So today I will be continuing my series on this current saga between Showore and the Nigeria police regarding Showore's view about the legality of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ogbetokun. But and now we understand from the news and the internet that Showore is on bail with I think 10 million naira. I understand. So I will be talking today on the issue of bail condition in this case and bail issue in general in Nigeria. So, but before we jump into that, I would like to circle back to my previous podcast, especially the last one, that my commentary on this IG and Showore saga so far has been on the freedom of speech issue and principles. So my take has always been on the freedom of speech. So I did not go into details or talk about the legality issue of the position of the IG. So today I would like to touch on that a little bit, but let me clarify something a little bit. You know, in law generally, it's complicated and it's not everybody that can know what the law says. So that's why I'm not blaming Showore for anything because he is not a lawyer. As I understand it, but I have not heard him say he's a lawyer anyway. So it could be, but let's just assume he's not. So I can understand him taking position. However, even lawyers and judges take different positions. That's where you have different lawyers arguing in different sides, or even judges themselves have a different opinion and have dissent in decisions, even to the Supreme Court. So that is not the basis of this conversation. So, but the issue is lawyers and judges is clear when it's a law. A law is the act of Parliament or act of Congress or act of National Assembly in our own case. So a bill passed by the House of Rep and the Senate, so it becomes a law. So there is no two way about that. What that law says is what it is, until being contested that is unconstitutional. The only thing that can make that law not work if it's passed by the National Assembly is if it contradicts our Constitution. As I always say, Constitution is the first. That's the one that guides how other law will be made. So if you make a law and it contradicts what Constitution say, it becomes unconstitutional, illegal. So that's where you find judges and court strike that law down. Otherwise, it is a law, and that guides everybody, whether we like it or we don't. So now, coming to the legality or illegality of the IG of police, it's very straightforward, except, some lawyers, I have heard some lawyers argue that it's illegal. Lawyer like Farutimi said it's illegal. Sometimes, well, I understand probably he might just believe it's illegal because that's where he know the law. That's how he sees the law. But he might even say it's illegal because that really promotes his political and ideological talking point. I don't know. But any lawyer who says that law, Ogbetokun, is illegal is wrong. According to our law right now, IG Ogbetokun is rightfully where he belongs by law. The law says he should stay there and he should stay there. It's not illegal for him at all. He is occupying that position because the law permits him. Let me explain to you. In 2020, Nigeria made a law, the Police Act, which says that if you work for the 5 years, I'm just using the AIG position for example now. So the AIG in 2020, the law says if you work for 35 years or you are 60 years old, you will retire. Okay, that's the law. If you are 60 years old and you work for 35 years, you will retire. From 2020, that's the law. So, as I said before, our National Assembly, is the one that makes our law. So last year in 2024, our National Assembly said they want to change that law. They are the one that have the power to make and unmake law. What I mean by that is the National Assembly can make one law today, and tomorrow they can change their mind about that law for whatever reason, mainly political reason, of course. That this law not favor them again, or for whatever reason, they go change them. They have that right. They are the only one that have that right in the three-tier system we have in our government. So in 2024, last year, that 2020 that says 60 years or 35 years service, they said they want to change it for whatever reason. They make a bill, before you make a law, you write a bill. That's the one they discuss in National Assembly and pass it. And when the president signed it, it becomes a law. So it passed from bill now to law when it passed through these three systems, from rep to senate to president to sign into law. So that's how 2020 was made. So in 2024, they now said they want to change it for whatever reason, obviously for their own benefit. And they now make a bill and said instead of 60 years old, is now 65. Instead of 40 years service, is instead of 35 years of service, is now 40 years. So the National Assembly now make that law. Where in this case, it now canceled the one it made in 2020. In this case, there's two types of way they do this. One is full cancellation. That whole act way below, they will just cancel. That's called repeal. They repeal that law. Another way is some of the part of the law, they'll say, oh no, this one's still good, but now only this part, this section I will not like. So they will now amend that section. The other one still remain, but that section where it concern them, they go amend them. So that 2020 law is still the law, but they amended it to a new one, which was in 2024. So right now we have a new law, Police Act of 2024, which now says that IG of police can now stay 40 years in service or stay until 65 years old. So that's the new law now. And this Ogbetokun IG fall on this category, even though he don't pass 60 years or he's 60 years, but he never reached 65. Or even though he don't pass 30 years, 35 years of service, which 2020 law says. But the new one, the new law now say 35, 40 years. So it's not up to that 40 years. So at this moment, this man is legally in that position as the law says. So there is no argument about it. Almost every law, even first year students in law, studying law will know this, how to interpret this law. It's very simple. But a lot of people are making views of this based on their own political rhetoric. But for Shewore, he might not know all this intricacy. He might not understand what the law says. He just read that 2020. Now that one just they carry, they shout. But the IG supposed not to go after him, because even though he know or he don't know, he has every right under his constitution to make any statement. He can call that man illegal. It's okay. He doesn't break any law, as I said in my previous video. He has every right under the Constitution to his freedom of speech, to say what he said that is illegal. All the man can do, the IG can do, is either he just ignore him. As a citizen, he has every right to say it, or he can put out a statement or say it by himself and educate him on what the law says. That's just all he can do. He has no legal authority to go after Shewore for his freedom of speech right, because no matter how idiotic he sounds, the Constitution gives him that right to say whatever he says. Whether it's wrong or I agree with him, that's not the point, as I said in details in my last video. So that is just why I want to put this out, because I didn't address the legality of the IG in my last video. But now I just said, let me use this opportunity to address that, because a lot of lawyers, which is very surprising for me to see that an amended law is not a law. I don't know where that they are getting that from. Police Act of 2024 amended Police Act of 2020. So the current act supersedes the previous act, right? So that settles everything. So IG Ogbetokun is legally in his position, so he is not illegal. So the other thing I want to add, which I've already said, just to portray the fact that Ogbetokun has no legal right to go after Shewore for saying what he said, whether he disagree with him or not, or whether it's not correct or is correct. He has every right under the Constitution to say that. So what this man would have done is just to correct him or educate him, or just leave him alone. Let him say whatever he wants to say. The Constitution allows him to say that. So now coming to the main issue about the bail, so I still see this bail a little bit excessive, because this is not a murder case. It's not a case that should have even been brought. The judge should have just looked at this and just say, no, you guys should go away. First of all, it's unconstitutional to bring him here to my court for what he is allowed to do under the Constitution. So you cannot use the Cyber Crime Act to circumvent constitutional right. So that law, that judge supposed to know that that law is unconstitutional, and he would have struck it down. He would have struck that law down, because he has precedent from from ECOWAS Court of Justice already, because they are really having issue with this law. It should have been struck down, or just say, go away. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So giving him 10 million bail, for me, that is excessive. He should have been released by his being who he is. You know, everybody know now who Sowore is. So, but as I said in my last video, the court must have done that because he is not sure if Sowore will reappear in his hearing, which I think is in the court's discretion to do. But again, the excessiveness, that's my own opinion. But to talk about the bail issue in general, you know, this is, as I said yesterday, Sowore was able to go out of prison now because he has 10 million. How many people in Nigeria that has 10 million? That is the issue. There's a lot of people lavishing there now in jail for their own constitutional right because they don't have 10 million for bail. So this is a big issue that the judiciary should try to work for the Nigeria people and stand for the constitution. And if the judiciary is able to take himself away from the politics and stand for the constitution, then the common man might breathe. Imagine how many people that are in prison right now that doesn't have somebody that will come for them, to come and bail them. Just like what happened to Afe Babalola and Farotimi. They brought him out because Obas and ex-president went and begged for him. How many people has Obas and first president to go and beg for them? Nobody. So you can see, and again, I just heard now that they've given Farotimi some position in the this Yoruba group, Afeni Fere Fere, is that what they call it? Something like that. So, as I told you, you see, and again, look at Afe Babalola and Farotimi. They don't make up. I told you guys, I say, not then. Mona leave them alone, not then. They know how they take they sort themselves out. Now they don't go call Oba and ex-president and all that. We did there. No, we not did there. Are they not friends again now? We waiting can consign us for his side where this man be one drag us into waiting no consign for their friend. These people, they know what they are doing. Farotimi himself is part of our problem. He is trying, just like Sowore, they are trying to get a position. Now, he's trying to use this Yoruba group. I don't want to murder the name because I can't pronounce this properly. Afeni Fere Fere. Okay, whatever. So, this Yoruba group, this guy now went there to go and beg the whatever secretary, the organizing secretary, national organizing. They can put big name, they confuse us. National organizing secretary, blah, 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 blah. Now that one now, he don't hold that one now. He's trying to make this group now a political party. You see what I'll be telling you? These people, they are hungry for power. They don't represent us, we the poor people. They don't know anything we are fighting for. They are fighting for themselves. So what I will say to the Nigerian people is still what I keep saying. Don't listen to these guys. They are all funny guys that are just want their own power. Once they get it, they steal more than Obasanjo. When they get it, they steal more than Tinubu. Don't mind them. What we want is, well, to be fair to Farotimi anyway, if you remove all his diabolic rhetorics and all his oppression and marginalization theories and rhetoric, what most of the things he's saying apply to people like us, but it's just his exaggeration of oppress and the oppressor mentality he has, that he want to burn down the Nigeria system because not everybody is bad except him. You know, that is just where, but his internal message, if you peel that onions of rhetoric away, you can see some sense in what he's saying. So, but we need somebody that really want to say things, not just for himself, but for the Nigeria people. So that is why my issue is always to go to the drawing board. We don't need a leader. We don't need anybody. We just need people to educate us, to make sure we know our power, to be able to defend our power. That's what we need right now. We need somebody, or we need people that will stand and teach us to have our own power back by ourselves. Whereby, as I said in one of my videos, that a governor will stand there and I will just look at him and walk away. Because he's nothing. He's just a civil servant, and he's just somebody like me and you. So until we start realizing that that power they have belongs to us, and we go use them, take make our own constitution. Make our own constitution that will be defined by us. You know, once we get that constitution, we will eliminate all this. Once we get the right constitution and our power in our hand, all these things we are talking about will be gone, because there will be no corruption. As I said, the constitution will put that power in our hand that if you make any steal one kobo, you are gone. You are gone. Either you are sacked, you will never return to power, or you will face death penalty. It's just as simple as that. And when people see that, they're not going to steal. So, but not until we have that power, we're not going to use them the way we want. And we're going to use our resources by ourselves. We go share them for ourselves. Not be people want share them for. We go share them by ourselves. We go use them the way we, each region or each state, we hold on to your resources and develop it the way he wants. We will eliminate money from politics. Money will no longer be part of our politics. When money is no longer part of our politics, you see that only few people that are really ready to serve will come and serve. Period. So I heard this just came to my mind now, that somebody was making commentary about Nnamdi Kanu, that he should be released, and I think right, yeah, he should be released, because he should be released. I agree, but there's some other commentary they made that why Boko Haram was integrated into Nigeria and all that, why is him there now? I think those kind of comparison is tribal whip up. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Yes, of course, the Boko Haram were integrated into the system, because once if you are a bad person and you later realize what you do and ask for forgiveness and want to come back and work with people, I think the people should be ready to accept you. I think that's what happened with the Boko Haram people. But for Nnamdi Kanu, he's there because he's not willing to work with people. If he has agreed to work with the Nigeria government or abandon his stupidity of taking Biafra back, I think he should have been out by now. So making that tribal comparison or religious comparison, I think is not just only stupid, it's igniting. And I don't think such a comparison should be made in a public forum, because you are taking advantage of already angered people. And that's what the Nigeria politics do. They put out this little statement that people that turn people's head, you know, and make them feel that, yes, this person is talking for me. No, he's not talking for you. If he create this thing and it cause fight now, he and the children, they UK or they America. So we the poor people shouldn't be listening to them. The only thing we want is give us our power back. We want to vote and be voted for. If we are able to have that power, then we can take care of the rest. So I think our efforts should be concentrated on how do we take our power back and make our own constitution and all our laws that people we put in power will respect. And if they not respect them, they go get basbo. That's it. You know? So this is just what I wanted to let out tonight. You know, it's late, you know. Everybody is so quiet now, and they might be saying, why is this guy screaming by himself over there? So I'm gonna leave you guys now, and let me hear what you think in the comment section. Thank you guys, and have a good one.